Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to another Tarkov update video. So today we got some pretty interesting news from the man himself, Mr. Nikita. So we have been told today that two pretty big things are about to change in EFT. One, this is kind of the less important one, but it's also going to be kind of strange to see it go. We're no longer going to have to examine items. That's just gone. They're just getting rid of it. It's kind of strange because for the last, since 2017, like I've been examining items to like level up my character to level 3 or whatever before I ever even go into my first raid. And then like finding things a raid and picking it up and then examining it and, like finding a key and then examining it is like exciting. So next wipe, it's actually going to be kind of annoying because I'm going to be picking up like every single key and I'm going, shit, do I have that? Do I not have that? Do I need this? And I won't know if it's a new key or not that I'm picking up. I would be happy if BSG would just make this one little compromise where we get rid of examining stuff for everything except for keys. I would love for that to stay in the game because I think that's a really fun part of Tarkov. It's that momentary excitement where you don't know what you have. The next really big change that has come to the game is they are removing the ability to do barter trades on the flea market. Now, this is interesting for a couple of reasons. One reason, in the early game in Tarkov, anytime somebody finds an expensive or rare quest key or just loot room key, they will often list it for absolutely ridiculous stuff on the flea market. I'm talking about marked keys being traded for colored lab cards. I'm talking about Sani keys also being traded for colored lab cards. I'm seeing marked keys like in multiples for trades for like West 216 early game and stuff like that. It's so dumb because it blocks off access to all of these items to damn near every single player who plays the game outside of cheating RMTers. Because what do? Oh, they go and buy those items and then they boost people and they take them to those rooms and they're the only people using those keys. You want to get boosted by a cheater? Good. Cheater has all of these keys that nobody else can get because they can get everything in the game because they're cheating. They can do whatever they want. And it's just like, it just allows them to just do whatever. And then everybody else is kind of cock-blocked because the cheaters just want to get carries. I would much rather an option on the flea market be like, oh, damn, that key's 500k. Well, at least I don't need to go get 7 marked room keys, 2 red key cards, and 5 green key cards to get it. It's like you have a number and you have a ballpark figure of how much that key is going to cost. You can go get the money for it. Once you've farmed up enough money for it, you buy it, you can go do your quest. That's fine. Whereas when you have to farm out certain barter items, it could take you months. It could literally take you months to find 5 marked room keys. If you even find any at all. They're exceedingly rare. And that's what everybody wants. So I'm super glad to see this go. It's also going to be a massive anti-RMT measure because, as you guys know, for whatever reason, when you put up a barter trade for something, the tax is tiny on it. Now, depending on what the item is, most of the time, the tax is massively reduced. What this is going to do is it's going to stop players from listing some bullshit item for 10 mil, and then they pay some RMT or however much money it costs to buy 10 mil from them. And then the RMTer accepts their offer of like, I don't know, an ammo case or a mag case. And then you just eat shit on the tax, but you still get 10 mil for however much you're paying. It's really nice that that's gone because that's going to be one of the easiest ways for RMTers sell stuff like quickly to other players. So should, in theory, help reduce the amount of cheaters that are playing the game. Is this going to affect the game for anybody else? I really don't think so. I think the only people that are really complaining about these changes and kicking back against these changes are probably the people that actively participate in RMT. Because for me personally, I've never listed something for another item unless I'm trading something with somebody from my community. I'd never use it, and I don't understand why there's so many people that are on the flea market that are just selling like 50 LEDXs or multiple colored key cards or multiple, like, you name the super rare item. There is some cheater on the flea market selling 20 to 50 of them at the same time. So at least now they're not going to be able to do that anymore, which overall should be a net positive for the game. Fingers crossed. When are these changes coming? I have absolutely no idea. They just talked about it today. They said it would be coming in an upcoming patch. So whether that's going to be this week or next week or the week after, I'm not entirely sure, but I would assume that it is going to be pretty soon. Also, I would assume we're also going to be able to use like dollars and euros too. I would guess, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. All right, lads. So here we have a Reddit post where people can just ask Nikita questions. So we're going to go down through these and see if there's any interesting stuff. On average, how many players are playing EFT at any given time? Hundreds of thousands every day. So yeah, Tarkov isn't the small indie game that it used to be, but yeah, apparently hundreds of thousands every day. Why exactly have you not implemented two-factor authentication? It's implemented in the Asia region, most likely will be added everywhere. Oh, wow, I'm surprised nobody's talking about this because a lot of people have been talking about two-factor recently and we had no answers about it, but apparently 2FA is now implemented in Asia. Why there's no lock sort feature in Stash, such as select and drag multiple items at once? We need some quality of life in order to spend less time in the stash. It is planned. I just want to be able to lock items cases and stuff so that I can hit the auto sort key and then all my stuff that I have stuck in the place that I want it to be doesn't move. Can we lower the ridiculous flea market level requirements, please? I have never met somebody who can have even 3 items on the flea market at a time. Yes. Thank you. Been talking about this forever. The only people that get like 4 slots, 5 slots, 6 slots, 7 slots, 8 slots are people that are cheating their asses off. So thank God they are reducing this so we can have more. Honestly, I don't understand why we all just don't start the wipe with 3 slots. It was fine before. I don't understand why it was ever changed. Being able to have just 3 slots at the start of the wipe instead of 2 would be super, super nice. You have any long-term plan to deal with the cheat providers? Yes, we want to start to pursue them legally. Send it! Okay, BSG, I'll give you this idea for free. Make an in-game item, an armband that says like anti-scum squad on it or anti-fucker squad and sell it for $5. It's a cosmetic you can buy in EFT and then take all $5 of that money and throw it straight at your fucking lawyers to run down the cheat companies. I would buy that fucking armband. I'm just saying. There you go. Free idea for you. Also, Anti-Scum Squad says ass. Happy accident. Is it even possible to make a raid replay system even if we had to download the replay on our end? It is apparently possible. Will animations for loading bullets into our mags be implemented before release? Yes. So this means that you'll be able to basically, instead of just having your inventory open, you would be able to look around you while your character packs mags, which is nice. Is there any chance scopes could be fully variably zoomed? I absolutely adore what you did with the crouch levels, movement speed, and lean amounts. Could we get a similar thing, maybe based on the scroll wheel, for example, for variable magnification scopes? Be amazing to take a 1x, 6x, and then be able to partially zoom it to 2x like you can in real life. Yes, that would be really cool. I would really, really like to see that, to be fair. Are there any plans to roll out more streamlined methods of communication, timeframes, progress updates, periodic ban totals? Yes. Nikita's a man of few words. When are we getting more news about Arena? I hope next month or this one. Cool. More Arena updates soon. Is there any sort of lighting overhaul actually in the works? Interchange lighting is actually disgusting. Massive skylights with pitch black darkness right next to them. But it's not just that map. You can look at woods despite having the sun overhead. You can't see shit under a tree. Visibility is just pretty poor right now in general. Yes. Jesus Christ. Well, nothing too specific. Like AK-12 when? ASAP actually. It's surely a joke, right? Where is the line for RMT drawn? Should I be worried of being flagged if I bring my friend's gear back in after he dies? The principle is simple. If you will give millions of rubles in price of items, often you will be banned. If you want to just return gear from time to time, it's okay. I still don't like that. I still want them to either, you know, draw a line in the sand here and like not this weird thing where like I've seen some people get banned. Like there needs to be like a more clear rule for this, in my opinion. It's too open-ended and it's too open to like its own interpretation. When will you get rid of the initial recoil? The first 5 bullet climb into the air and later on recoil skill kicks in. I would rather be able to control the recoil with my mouse than to rely on a skill that doesn't do much. The inertia, I can get used to it. It doesn't bother me, but if I have to land the first few bullets on target that are crucial to whether my guy at the end of the barrel dies or not, it's not really a good mechanic to have in the game. My second question is, will you buff the loot behind the closed areas like doors? Already told that systems will be redone. Okay. What are your thoughts on co-op PvE only mode? It would allow people to play Tarkov without being affected by cheaters. We will have co-op PvE. It will not have the ability to save progression, of course. You say the game is moving towards your vision of what it should be at a satisfying rate. What would you say is the biggest issue standing in the way of achieving that vision apart from the RGB gamers? Yes, it moves in the right direction. There is no actual issues which slow or blocks the progress. Okay. Why does it feel like actions are continually taken to make the game harder for casuals? It feels like a lot of changes around item restrictions, quest gating, Key usage limits usually don't actually add difficulty. They only increase the grind time when our time can already be stretched thin by long queue times, untimely deaths, etc. EFT was never for casuals. All of the changes you described were not done for hardening casuals' lives. Some of them were anti-RMT features. Some were done to slow the progression in some points. Straight from the man himself. EFT was never for casuals. So there you have it, lads. That is the update. That is the big news for today. So lads, if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that other kind of lovely stuff. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out, my dudes.